Whenever I'm traveling, a good cup of coffee can literally make or break the trip. The stuff they provide in hotel rooms, usually in sachets, are just straight up terrible. Plus, I already have Nespresso pots that I like, but I obviously can't lug this around with me, right? Well, now you technically can. This is the OutIn Nano, a portable espresso machine that is also self-heating. Everything you need is here. Let's check it out. Inside the box, you get some documentation such as a quick start guide, detailed manual, and some stickers. Moving on to the good stuff, you first have the coffee cup, ground coffee basket, ground coffee spoon, charging cable, and of course the OutIn Nano itself. It's got a great build quality and feels very nice to hold. Inside the OutIn Nano, they've already fitted it with the Nespresso capsule adapter, and I'm sticking with that because I am a Nespresso user at home. I know it's not the best coffee out there, but for the convenience of just bringing a capsule, it's perfect for me. I also have the travel case and coffee stand. The travel case is so handy in keeping everything you need in one place. Plus, it also holds 4 Nespresso pots, the ground coffee basket, and a few loose items in the zippered compartment on top. You have everything you need to have amazing coffee in here, whether it's with the Nespresso capsules or ground coffee. The coffee stand, on the other hand, is just a convenient way to set the OutIn Nano, whether it's for display or when actually brewing your coffee so you don't have to hold it in your hands. Now let's briefly go through some of the features of the OutIn Nano, starting with the fact that it can not only self-heat the water up to 90 degrees Celsius, but it can also deliver 20 bars of pressure for a creamier coffee. Just look at how beautiful this shot of the coffee extraction is, and the aroma that comes out, it's enough to put a smile on your face even in the dullest of hotel rooms. In terms of battery life, there's a built-in 7500 mAh battery that will get you over 200 hot water brews or 5 cold water brews. Yes, brewing from coal does take a significant amount of battery. That's why I always use the hotel room kettle to heat up the water separately. And even when I'm outside, there's a chance I can get hot water from a dispenser or just by asking people. For charging, you'll be glad to know that it's using a standard USB-C port rather than some weird proprietary cable. The OutIn Nano is also IPX4 water resistant thanks to the rubber cover over the charging port, so you can feel confident when using this wherever you are. Lastly, for those wondering, the OutIn Nano only weighs 669 grams, which I think is insanely light for how big the features are. Now let me show you how to brew that perfect shot of coffee using the OutIn Nano. Firstly, take the cup out and insert your coffee of choice. In my case, it's an Nespresso pot. Make sure to screw the portafilter back in securely. Put the cup back on or use a stand so the device can be upright. Then take off the lid at the top and add hot or cold water. Make sure to close back the lid when you're done. If you're using cold water, press the button for 2 seconds to start heating up the water. The process will take about 3 minutes and you can view the progress via the indicator LEDs under the button. But if you're using hot water, just double press the button and the extraction will begin immediately. This is my preferred method as long as I can get hot water. So that was a quick overview of the OutIn Nano. Now I want to compare it to one of the most popular travel coffee products out there, the Aeropress Go, which of course is using a different approach. The Aeropress Go is also a travel coffee maker, but instead of electronics, it relies on you manually pressing the coffee through the paper filter. I like how compact it packs up, just roughly into something the size of my palm. Definitely smaller than the OutIn Nano, but when fully assembled, they're about the same height. So to brew a cup, you first have to assemble the Aeropress, which just takes a few seconds. Then you put in your coffee grounds, shake it a little for even distribution, pour in some hot water, stir it up again, place the plunger on top and wait for about a minute for maximum flavor extraction. For the finale and the most fun part, press it down to extract all that coffee goodness. And despite using coffee grounds, the cleanup is not that difficult. Just open the bottom and the compressed coffee puck can just be ejected. The coffee is good. Of course, it depends on the beans you use, but generally I think it extracts the flavor well, and despite there being a paper filter, I don't get any taste of it. It is of course lacking in crema, which I really like when using my Nespresso machine or OutIn Nano. I know there is a massive fan base for the Aeropress, and I can kinda see why. despite the numerous steps needed to get your coffee, if you do it for long enough, it becomes like a routine that you can't live without. But in my personal opinion, the OutIn Nano is the way forward. Not only is it an easier and cleaner way for brewing, but there's just so much more you can do in terms of coffee drinks and where you can brew the coffee. If I want an Americano, I can just brew a shot and then add some hot water. If I want a latte, I can just buy those small milk boxes, brew a shot, and then boom, I have a latte with me. It's really convenient. And in terms of the taste, when I compare it with the coffee that comes out from my actual Nespresso machine, it's completely identical, which is most important to me when traveling. I'm used to this, I want this, and the OutIn Nano gives me this familiar taste wherever I am in the world. If there was one thing I wish that could be improved, it's the self-heating time. I know it's just 3 minutes, but it always feels like forever. This is me really nitpicking for something negative to say about the OutIn Nano. Honestly, most of the time I have access to a kettle in the room and I just boil the water and pass it through the OutIn Nano. There'll be a few times where I need to use the device to heat up its own water. Like that time I was crazy enough to brew my own coffee during a flight, which got me some weird stares from the flight attendant. But like I said, this situation is not that often for me. So yeah, that's it for this video. I had a really fun time testing the OutIn Nano during my travels last month. If you're a very habitual person like me and you like your coffee a particular way, this is what you need for no compromise coffee wherever you are. Purchase links are in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!